Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and hit that bell. Stay alert when we release our new videos. All right guys, on today's video, Jerry and I want to get the geese relocated from up front here and back by the barn. We're just going to put them in a pasture with the rest of the animals for now and maybe figure out a longer term plan for them. The original plan for these geese was not to be staying up here around front and hanging out our front porch. It was to be out on pasture with chickens that were going to be out there free ranging. Things have changed since then, since those initial plans. So these guys just constantly squawking, pooping, and just getting in everything around the house over here. So we want to get them located back by the barn. But first things first, this front is coming in, the skies are getting awfully cloudy. So I gotta get across the street here in our hay field. Dan baled the hay today. It's the second or third cutting, I believe third cutting on that field that's over there. And I think we only have like 8 hay bales that we need to pick up, and I think he's keeping 7 or 8 himself. So I gotta run over there before the rain gets here in the next hour. We're gonna get those hay bales put up in the barn. And then while it's raining, we'll have to strategize and figure out the game plan moving forward to get the geese up to the barn. So let's go get the hay picked up before it starts getting wet out. I drive the truck right out in the field and we can just throw the hay bales right up in the bed of the truck like we typically do. We don't really have any hay fields large enough to justify getting a hay wagon or any larger piece of equipment. It's just as easy to drive around with a truck. If there's a lot of hay in one go, one pass, we will hook up our utility trailer and pull that behind the tractor or behind the truck and go out in the field and stack up more there. But my truck can, even though it's a small bed, we can hold about 15 bales back there. But that's all right. We only need to pick up 8 today, so we'll go get them. This should be good hay over here too. All right, let's go get some hay. Can't see you. Better move. All right, instead of taking the time to unload all these one by one, the pile's gonna be ready in 3, 2, 1. Just like that. All 8 bales are stacked up here. They're isolated on their own. Now we got the hay all separated into the different cuts, different fields. That way if we ever have issues with any particular hay bale, we can isolate it to where it came from. Hear the pigs hollering in the background. Oh, did you pick all the rest of the okra?
Yeah.
Look at all that.
Okay,
That's half a 5-gallon bucket and a bunch of tomatoes.
Most of them are rotten, but this will.
Yeah, we'll give it to the pigs. Be their midday or late afternoon snack. What is it there? Pre-dinner. Now the cows are gonna be hauling, what about me? We'll go put some hay in there, feed her. Yeah, let me put it under the tarp so it stays somewhat dry. There. There's some more hay. Now you guys want some brewer's grain? I just have this camouflage burlap material over top of it to prevent the big flies and larvae from brewing in here too much. Now they'll still get in. There's these little flies that can get in, but it just prevents me from having to give so much away to the chickens. It keeps it clean for the cows and goats. And it all looks really good. And we moved the trough right down here, so it makes it easier. What is that? He's like, yep, that's what I've been waiting for. Come on, Patty. Come get some brewer's grain. This brewer's grain smells a lot like coffee. All right, Jerry and I came out here to the pasture to kind of brainstorm where we're gonna bring the geese. We can just let them go inside the goat stall with everybody else. It's a bit crowded in there. They'll have to go underneath the bench where the goats lay. And the chicken's already up there, so between all that pee and poo, they'll be laying below it. It's probably not the most sanitary or the ideal place for them. They can't really get into the other parts of the barn because they can't get past the fences without flying over. We decided, or what we're thinking about doing, is utilizing this old lean-to that's been sitting out in the pasture here for a while. This is what we pulled out from the bottom woods down there when we a couple months after we first moved in. And it's been sitting out here in the pasture. Didn't really know what we were gonna do with this lean-to. I do know that it needs a new roof. The tin on the top blew off because the trusses that are up there are all rotted out, or most of them for most part. So I was gonna put some new 2x6s, pressure treated 2x6s on top, lay the tin back up, and then maybe frame in the sides as like a little shelter for the cows to get in. But now that we need to get the geese out here, what we're gonna do is, you can see we kind of temporarily just brainstormed an idea of how to lay this out for the geese. And I think what we're going to do is we're gonna run a board. This is just setting up here right now. We're gonna run a board like this on these 4x4s that are here on each side. I might have a piece of 4x4 that fits that. We'll brace that up. And then this is the tin that was on top. It's just laying here. It's just laying on top. We're just gonna make a makeshift lean-to in the lean-to. Just like our mobile shelter. The tarp and stuff that we made out there for the cows, it's temporary until we have a better idea or a better solution long-term for the geese. So we'll go ahead and screw those boards up. I might put another support board on top. That way we can screw the tin to it on both top and bottom, secure that. And then we'll just put a piece of OSB board from 4x4 to 4x4 and then across the front here. And then we can cut out the hole for the door. And then I can just take the automatic door from the chicken coop, since the chickens don't go in there, the bachelor pad, all the roosters out front, and put it out here for the geese. And that way they have their own little quarters to go in here, and they've got the whole pasture that's fenced in to keep them somewhat safe. They can keep an eye on the goats and the other chickens up here at the barn and just kind of do their thing, be geese. All right guys, I found some material to work on a new geese enclosure. I've got this old cedar 4x4 that I'm gonna use to brace across to strengthen that and to give the roof somewhere to screw down into. And then I have this old treated 2x6 that was taken out of the basement when I was demolishing that one room before we built the office back out. So I'll put that one as a stringer at the top part so we can screw into that up there, and that'll secure the roof. And then we'll just grab a couple pieces of plywood and get that secured on here, and hopefully that'll do us pretty good. So let's go ahead and start working on this. I gotta get this tin off here first before we start building it back out. And the goats are gonna keep us company. Scaring guys. Now I probably could have used just this and we could have just nailed it in just like it is. I was just trying to go from, since these posts are not secured very good and this is pretty wobbly, I was going to put a 4x4 right up on these existing 4x4 studs here that we can bolt into the upright and stiffen this a little bit. Now this isn't gonna be perfectly straight, plumb, level. This thing's all tweaked different directions, so we're just gonna make use of what we have and just kind of piece onto it to secure it a little stronger. Well, the goats got in there, and now Jerry found her way in there. What's going on?
Hi.
What is that, Wayne?
What are you doing? Look at it.
All right, so we're just going to get a bale of hay, spread a bale of hay out here for bedding. We have hay, that's just what we have on hand, so that's what we'll use. And that gives the geese a little spot to go there. Where her head is coming out right in there, that's probably, we might put just a little piece of wire there eventually. For now, I'm not worried about it. And then we just have to move the door from the bachelor pad chicken coop, since the roosters aren't sleeping in their coop. Move that down over here and we can attach it to this wall, and the geese will be locked in at night and be safe and sound out here in the pasture. All right guys, I appreciate everyone following to the end of today's video. Feels good to have a shelter built up here for the geese. We just gotta let the weather calm down a little bit here and maybe try to pick them up, bring them out here and get them situated in here. Like I said, we're just gonna throw a bale of hay in and we'll call it done and be good enough. All right guys, well until next time, we'll see you later.